Good afternoon. It is time for Coffee Talk on a Wednesday afternoon. First warning, meteorologist Eric Burris. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful, wonderful afternoon. We're, of course, tracking the tropics. You can see in the bottom left part of your screen, Invest 91 is our big topic. We talked at length about that this morning. Of course, we're going to be tracking that over the next couple of days. But before we get to the tropics, which is going to be the main part of our afternoon coffee talk, I did want to take you outside and just see what's doing on our Tower Cam network. Downtown Orlando looking nice. Did have some showers moving through over the course of the day today. That's kind of the idea, but everything working off toward the west little by little by little. So this evening's forecast, let's get to it and then we can move on. Temperatures falling into the mid 80s, lower 80s, upper 70s. It is going to be a toasty warm evening. As most of the stormy weather shifts out toward the west, we're going to look better and better and better. And that's the forecast for us this afternoon and this evening, of course. Let's take a look at Futurecast model and just kind of start us off around 5, 6 o'clock. Still a few showers around, but clearing out. And that is going to continue all night long. By tomorrow morning, we'll be watching a little visibility issue here or there, but I think we're good through about 2, 3 o'clock. Then we start to develop those showers and thunder showers into the metro. You can see 5 p.m., pockets of rain. But with tropical genesis starting off, I think we're probably going to start to starve our atmosphere of moisture, just little bit by little bit by little bit. Why? What's going on? Well, of course, we know we're tracking the tropics. So with that said, let's talk about tracking the tropics and see what's doing, okay? This is Invest 91. It was dubbed Invest 91 earlier on today. It's off the shoreline there of the Yucatan Peninsula, and while you look, there's a lot of convection. It starts to kind of fade down, and then it's kind of bubbling it up again. It's starting to seemingly get its sea legs. It's starting to get its act together. So we're watching this. It's not really moving much. It's just kind of starting to get out to sea. Let me show you the visible satellite while we're talking about it. That, okay. All right, so visible satellite. Here's a kind of prime example. Watch for the spin, like right in there. You see that? Yeah. So it's starting to get that spin going. It's not there yet, but it's starting to get that spin going. That's what is obviously needed for tropical cyclone development, right? That much we know. So as it continues to get its act together, we do think it's going to work off toward the north and east, and there is a high likelihood that this gets going, that this becomes a tropical system, a tropical depression over the next couple of days' time. There is a high 70% likelihood that happens over the next 2 days' time, and a higher 80% likelihood that happens over the next 5 days' time. I think that's going to happen. That red blob on the screen, that's kind of the forecast area that we think it not only will be moving, but where it will have the opportunity to take those tropical characteristics and kind of start to organize, okay? All right, that said, let's look at the computer forecast models on this thing, all right? They're in pretty close agreement, and we're going to be starting to tweet these as they come into our database. But there it is, moving toward Florida. The exact trajectories, again, kind of unknown, unwritten at this point. But, yeah, that's what we've got. I'm just looking, by the way, on an update. They just put out their update. Still not okay, just making sure that it's not developing already as we speak. There's a database resource that I can look at and see kind of behind the scenes what the Hurricane Center is mentioning. And so with that 2 o'clock advisory, or that 2 o'clock update, I just wanted to make sure that they weren't recoding this. That's an easy way for me to be able to tell if it's going from Invest 91 to a tropical depression, potential tropical cyclone, or something to that effect. So anyway, there are the models, kind of taking it off toward the southern tip of the peninsula. But the exact forecast path is still unwritten. So let's do this. Let's talk about kind of the two overall ideas. You've got both of them getting a little closer together, But on the lower side, the lower trajectory, the GFS model, which is essentially saying, it heads towards South Florida, but it keeps most of the impacts in South Florida. Now, if that plays out, for us, it would mean most of the rain is in South Florida and misses us. If it were to take the European process, that's a little further to the north, that would mean more impacts on us. It would mean flooding concerns for us. It would mean the threat of even severe weather for us. Now, let's look at the timeline on Futurecast just to kind of get an idea of where we're at, and then we'll break it down even further in terms of the global models, okay? So here's Futurecast. Give me 1 second. And this is going to be kind of our long-range in-house Futurecast that gives us an idea. Where are you? There you are. It at least gives us an idea of timing of stuff. So here's Wednesday. There's Thursday, showers and storms, normal stuff. That's fine. Notice by Friday, though, that swath of rain is moving in. Very heavy downpours. Friday night into Saturday. At least that's what Futurecast is saying. And then Saturday afternoon into Sunday, most of that moisture starts to move out, and we will be looking better and better. Now, that's our model. What about the global models? Let's take a look, shall we? All right, one thing which is nice is we can compare both models together. So you've got on the left side the European model. That's early Friday morning. On the right side, you've got the GFS model. Very in line with each other, right? Not too spread apart. The reason that we show this side by side is because these models, especially when they're apart, it shows a lack of confidence in the forecast, a lack of skill in the forecast. So there's 7 a.m. Saturday. Both computer models still have the storm system off the shoreline. Now that is a little bit of an adjustment in recent runs because that would indicate that the storm is running perhaps a little bit slower than first thought. Okay, that means that it's, instead of it being like a Friday, Saturday thing, it'll be more like a Saturday night, even early Sunday morning kind of thing. All right, let's bring it back full. Let's continue to run through time. That's Saturday morning. There's Saturday afternoon. You can very clearly see GFS model coming in around South Florida. The European model kind of coming in a little further to the north. The run of the GFS late morning, early afternoon has definitely brought it a little further to the north, which makes me think that we may be more in line for that very heavy rain swath, right? And then there it is coming ashore. The GFS model coming ashore around like mainland Monroe County, Naples area, whereas the European forecast is more like Sarasota, Bradenton, right? The sun coast of Florida. And then both of them are going through, that's early Monday. Both models bringing it away from us and kind of clearing us out little bit by little bit by little bit. So it looks like the GFS starting to key in on the idea that the European is slating out. What about rainfall? That's a big question mark. I do want to point out that this is consistently inconsistent. And when I say that, I mean the European is going all in. Chaos of rain. The GFS has consistently been saying, nah, most of it is going to be south of us. So feast or famine, that's kind of where we're at. Lots of rain or not lots of rain, right? A lot of people I've been seeing, a lot of people have been very concerned about winds. So let's just take a look here at the wind gusts. Saturday, notice the green areas, those are the gustiest winds, 30, 35 miles an hour, 29 in Palm Coast, 34 in Leesburg. Not a lot of wind. Not a lot of wind. Yeah, let's just back this up. 33, 39. So a lot of people have been reaching out, worried. Is this going to be a hurricane? Is this going to be a hurricane for us? The answer? Absolutely not. Absolutely not looking at a hurricane. Okay, but hurricane hunters are scheduled to fly in. So tomorrow at 2 p.m., okay, hurricane hunters are scheduled to go in and fly, doing a low-level invest mission, meaning they're going to look around and see what's in there. Does this have enough of a circulation swirl? Has it developed? Then 2 a.m. Friday and 7:30 a.m. Friday, they're switching from a low-level invest to fixes. And I think that's kind of interesting because that's the indicator to me that the Hurricane Center expects this to be developed by tomorrow afternoon. They think that 2 p.m. flight tomorrow will be what upgrades this from Invest 91 to either potential Tropical Cyclone 1, Tropical Depression 1, or probably those. Tropical Storm Alex is possible. Yeah. Our overall forecast confidence, I do want to point out, our overall forecast confidence is in the medium category. We have an idea where it's going. We have an idea of the impact, but we don't have everything fine-tuned. All right? So remember, guidance, not gospel. That's kind of where we're at. But here's what I want you to know. Today, we're just kind of watching it, seeing how it tries to develop. We looked at that visible satellite. It looked like it was trying to get its act together. During the day tomorrow, we're going to really be fine-tuning where does it go, right? Especially when we get Hurricane Hunter data in there. That's going to give us a much better idea. And then Friday evening and Saturday, we're starting to watch those impacts along the Sunshine State, okay? All right, so that's what I've got for you. We're going to have plenty of updates I'll be posting to Facebook and Twitter this afternoon and this evening, making sure that you and your family are prepared for whatever the tropics may bring us. But the big story certainly here in Central Florida, yeah, right there, Tropical Wave Invest 91. Hurricane hunters are heading in tomorrow if necessary. Of course, meteorologist Cam Tran has the latest update in about 18 and a half minutes. Chief meteorologist Tony Manolfi will pick up and where she left off, coming up at 5 o'clock. All right? All right, be the sunshine in someone else's day. We'll be watching it. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. It's just going to be some rain and, pockets of gusty wind. We can handle that. All right? All right. Bye, you guys.